guys, it's ASBYT and welcome back to a brand new video. And on the table right here we have another tremendous looking product on paper. Let's see when we unbox it how it stacks up. It is of course the Xiaomi Mi Pad 4. That's sort of 3.5. 4. And this one might potentially be one of the best Android tablets that are currently available in 2018. So let's get straight to it. Right, so like I said, today we have the Xiaomi Mi Pad 4, which is the latest Android tablet from Xiaomi, and notoriously over the years, Xiaomi have produced some of the best Android tablets available, and this, I'm imagining, is going to be no different. If you are interested in finding out more information on this, or indeed going through and purchasing it after watching this video, I will leave a link to the best price available at this moment in time in the video description, and also a pinned comment as well, so you can get there nice and easy. But you're here for the goodness, so let's get straight to it. We finally have our unboxing knife. Nice space grey as well. As you can, it's not why you're here. You're not here to see a knife review. Oh, it's so much easier than using a pen. Weird. Right, so this is of course the box for the Xiaomi Mi Pad 4. We've got a nice big 4 on the front, the Mi logo at the top there, and on the back, as you can see, we've got the Snapdragon 660, which is the first spec we're going to be talking about today. And Qualcomm actually brought this in to give top flagship performance for the mid-rangers. So that's kind of an idea of what we're getting. And for you guys who don't know, just to put things into a little bit of perspective, smartphones, for example, that use the Snapdragon 660 are as follows: the Oppo R15, the Nokia 7 Plus, the Xiaomi Mi Note 3, the Samsung Galaxy A5 and the Samsung Galaxy A7, and the Vivo X21. They are all examples of phones that have or will be having the Snapdragon 660. So as you can see, some pretty big brands, some pretty big phones. So also on here, as well as some Chinese writing, we have 4GB of RAM, 6000 mAh battery. The GPU in this is the Adreno 512. I'm a fan of that so far. Right, so let's get this open. Never works. Just do that. Easier. So there you have it on the table here, and the actual colour we have is the rose gold version. So as you can see, if you're a big fan of rose gold, then you are going to absolutely love this. It does also come in black as well, I believe. I'm not sure if there are any other colours. It might just be those two, but two fairly popular colours on the market. That's probably the best noise out of all of them, to be honest. Right, so we'll put that down to one side and we'll look at that shortly. We'll just check what else is in the box. So in here we also have our manual. We have our charging brick here, which of course you will need an adapter for certain areas. And we have our charging cable as well, which is Type-C. That's all that's left. So no headphones, for example, which would be a nice touch, but a lot of companies don't do that anymore. So we've now seen what's in the box. Let's focus all of our attention on this device. So we're going to power it on. And in order to do that, as you can see, we have our power button there, which I'll just press and hold. And also we have our volume rocker up and down there. Camera on the back here. SIM card slot here. Charging port, speakers, and of course our headphone jack there as well. Right, so it has powered on, and as you can see here, we've got MIUI 9, which is the next spec, of course, running Android 8, but with MIUI 9 over the top, which is, of course, Xiaomi's skin. You either love it or hate it. It's more similar to iOS, really, but of course, you can throw a launcher over the top if you're not a fan. You can download Nova Launcher, for example, from the Google Play Store and put it on, and it will look a lot more like stock Android. Just run through the rest, choosing English. Some aggressive noises. So there's the first thing. The speaker sounds pretty loud. So we'll do London and we will go next, and then we'll connect to our Wi-Fi. Now it's asking if I want to sync my Mi Cloud. Now I don't have one currently. Don't have a Mi account either, so I'll skip that. Then I can choose whether I want buttons or full screen gestures. I'm going to go with the gestures because I'm used to that with my smartphones now. So we'll try that and see what they're like. And then it explains what the gestures are. Go to home screen, open recent or back. To swipe up from the middle is to go home, like that. There you go, I've gone home. It's nice, it's well done. Swipe up for the bottom and pause. Then opens up your recent apps. So like I said, very iOS based. So if you swipe right from the edge, it'll go back. Swipe left from the edge, also goes back as well. So they've taken my statement right out of my mouth. You are ready to rock and roll. So first of all, we're going to test the brightness. So we're going to go all the way up to the top, and it is, to be fair, a pretty bright display for an IPS panel. It's not going to be as bright as some of your smartphone AMOLED screens, like the Samsung Note 8, for example, which is over 1200 nits, and the LG G7, which is launched, which is around 1000 as well. So the screen resolution is 1920 by 1200, and I believe the PPI density is 283. So it's dual band Wi-Fi, 2.4 and 5 gigahertz, and it's got a built-in dual channel speaker. Right, so currently this is the Chinese and English ROM, so it doesn't actually ship with the Google Play Store, for example, but you can actually install sort of all the Google apps, Google Play Store, etc. onto here. And then as you can see there, we are good to go. So we've got the Play Store here, which we can click on, and then you can download any Android app that you want from the Play Store. So all of your apps are actually just on the home screen. There is no app drawer, for example, like you would see on a lot of other Android devices. Like I said, it's very similar to iOS. And obviously I've only been playing around with this for a few minutes, but I can tell straight away that this is absolutely rapid. It is going to be one of the fastest Android tablets on the market using that Snapdragon 660. There's just no lag whatsoever. It's absolutely rapid, fluid. The difference between the best of the Snapdragon 600 series, aka the 660, and the 800 series, the gap is narrowing year on year. This top 600 series chipset is getting very, very close now to the 800 series. So you're going to get as close to top flagship performance at this mid-range level price. Now, of course, you will notice that the bezels, for example, are a lot bigger than you will see on a lot of smartphones nowadays, but it's a bit different with a tablet. You do need space in order to be able to hold it, because you're often viewing media like movies, for example, on here, or programs, so you will need to rest your hands, your thumbs on the side. So I've got no problem with that whatsoever, but the actual screen, as you can see, is a very, very nice display. Gaming on a device with a Snapdragon 660 is also really, really impressive. This will beast nearly every single Android game on the Play Store. So as you can see, these are the benchmark scores, and they are very, very impressive, as expected, knowing the chipset on this device. One thing you'll notice is, as you can see, I'm holding it in one hand. It is actually a decent size that is big enough to use as a tablet, but at the same time, if you do have to carry it with one hand, if you need to carry something else at the same time, it's not too big, and also good for kids as well, if you allow them to. Then it won't be too heavy, won't be too clunky, and they can easily carry it around. You can shove it in a bag, you can take it places, and it is pretty portable. It also has the rotate feature, as you can see, goes between the two, so you'll have no problems as well if you do want to go landscape. So now I'm going to jump onto the camera. So we have a 13 megapixel rear, just checking where it was, 30 megapixel rear camera here. The camera is f2.0 aperture, and there is no information on here about, there's no settings you can change, there's no different sort of sections other than different sort of filters on here. That's pretty much it. There's no blur effect, there's no panorama, there's nothing, okay? But the actual camera quality is pretty good. You've also got the same with the record. Again, there's no settings or anything you can change. And again, it's a pretty decent, so far, what I can see, a pretty decent looking video quality. And it's autofocus as well, so you can't tap to focus. You can tap to focus on taking photos, just not on video. And the video recording runs at 1080p at 30 frames a second, so it is full HD video. No 4K, which would be ideal, but I don't know the people who do take photos and videos that much on Android tablets. I know some of you do, and you'll have no problems with this, but I'm not that person. I would prefer to use a smartphone or a camera. So in my opinion, you'll never get a camera on a tablet as good as on a smartphone, because more people use a smartphone, but this is certainly one of the best cameras you will find on an Android tablet. So obviously there is no image stabilization on the camera, but on the whole, it does a pretty good job. Front-facing camera is a 5 megapixel, again, f2.0 aperture. So let's give that a go now, and you will see this beautiful warm sunburned face. This is a bad photo. And let's do one from the side as well. Let's get a bit of scenery in it. Wow, that is one red face. So this is only just becoming available now. So like I said at the start, if you are interested in going through and checking this out in more detail, or indeed going through and purchasing it, I will leave one of the best prices around at this moment in time in the video description below, and also in the pinned comment as well. Price, and this currently is retailing for just over 250 UK pounds, and I think that is pretty impressive considering the specs it has, the performance you're getting, the fact that the camera is actually pretty good as well for a tablet. Gaming's going to be brilliant. Build build quality, as always with a lot of Xiaomi products, is very, very solid as well. Metal and glass. So that's pretty much it. Let me know in the comment section below what you think about the Xiaomi Mi Pad 4. Is it something you're interested in? Are you interested in buying an Android tablet? Is there a product currently on the market that is better for the same sort of price? If so, what is it and why? Like and share if you did enjoy this video and found it helpful. Subscribe and hit that little notification bell if you're new to the channel and want to be notified every time I post a video. I'll see you in the next one. Hopefully I would have cooled down by then. I love you and leave you. I'll see you in the next one. With a wipe of the brow, ASBYT, peace out.